Hi, welcome back to my channel, Open the Door. This is episode 146 and number 3 in my series about returning to New Earth. Today's episode is going to focus on sound, and water, and fire, and how they relate to the New Earth and the first steps that we can take. So think back to before there were protests and movements, before there were manifestos, before awakening was labeled and packaged. There was water, there was fire, there was sound, and there was stillness. What if the first steps towards this new earth aren't dramatic? What if they're quiet? This is about returning to simplicity and noticing what's always been there inside and around you. Something far away. It's not an escape. It's not fantasy, and it's not about bypassing the world that we live in now. But it does begin with awareness and presence, inner authority and connection to the elements. And these returns, they begin small. They begin with something as small as a bowl of water and a single tone and a few minutes of stillness. So I'm going to talk you through a little method that I do. It's a type of meditation that I do. I've got one of my singing bowls here. And what I like to do is I take a singing bowl and fill it about halfway with water. And usually I would place it on the table and wait for the water to become still. But since I want you to be able to see the bowl, I'm holding it in my hand. But notice that I'm not grasping my fingers on the bowl. I'm allowing it to lay flat in my palm, and that way for the vibration to ring truly. But what I do is I fill this bowl halfway with water, and I gaze at the surface and notice the stillness. And then I take a deep breath. And I settle into the present moment. And then I strike the bowl. The sound travels through the water and through the metal of the bowl, and the vibration flows all the way in my arm, up my arm, and into my upper body. Ripples are formed, vibrations are formed. And then within just a few moments, the water returns to calm. The water returns to stillness. And I watch carefully, and I notice how every movement creates ripples, and the lack of movement brings forth stillness. Of course, this is a metaphor for the healing work that we do for ourselves. But this can also be a metaphor for what the first steps toward the new earth feel like. So as truths about ourselves and the world around us arise, they come forth not to break us, but to help us reorganize our thoughts and emotions. And it creates a ripple inside. And what that ripple is awareness beginning to take shape in your inner world. I also sometimes use a singing bowl combined with a candle placed on the table in front of me. And so I'll do the same process where I play the singing bowl. And then as I'm observing the ripples in the water, I will also shift my gaze over to the flame of the candle. And I feel that can intensify whether we're releasing. It can intensify that process of releasing, or whether we are just simply giving thanks and in moments of gratitude. But in my opinion, the flame does intensify whatever the process is that we're working through. So also the use of the flame ties into this whole idea of me creating a spiritual revolution. I made a couple episodes about that as well. But this soft gaze that I use as I look into the flame does bring forth a gentle reflection. And I'm not trying to predict or see visions. I'm not looking in a crystal ball. It's not like that at all. It's more so used to reflect. And sometimes I can feel the flame reflecting my inner self and my inner world, and possibly focusing on an area that needs some work. So I would recommend both these methods to you. And if you don't have a singing bowl, you can go online. Just search for a good quality bowl. If you're only going to buy one, make sure you get one that's a good quality. But these are all steps that you can take. I'm just, providing you with ideas of how to take these steps and regulate your own nervous system so that we can all come together and start to create a plan to build this new earth and a better world, especially for those younger than us. Because the new earth doesn't begin with a revolution, although the revolution will be part of it. But this starts with the revolution of your mind and your body and your spirit and creating a strong connection to the earth. I'm not trying to escape this world. What I'm learning how to do is to stand in it differently, and hopefully to help teach you how to do that as well. But I can no longer ignore my calling to bring these episodes and these ideas into your world. I'm going to keep coming back here, and hopefully to enlighten you and guide you and shine light on the doorway to a better future for all of us. So maybe these first steps toward New Earth aren't loud. Maybe they're just little ripples. And maybe that ripple starts with a bowl of water and a flame. This is our episode for today. I've got 2 more episodes in the series on New Earth, so I'll be back very soon with another episode for you. In the meantime, take good care of yourselves. I really do hope you've been doing well. Tap into that peace, love, and light, everybody. Yeah, have a great day. And I'll see you again soon. But that's it for now. Bye.